The U.S. is seeing a steady decline in COVID-19 infections after the Omicron surge peaked back in January. But now China is in the midst of a serious COVID resurgence. The northern Jilin province has banned its 24 million residents from leaving or traveling to other cities, and Hong Kong is reporting an extremely high death rate. And in Europe, a subvariant of Omicron known as BA.2 is causing infections to spike across that continent. For more on this, I want to bring in CBS News medical contributor Dr. David Agus. Dr. David Agus, China has been known for its extremely tough zero COVID policy, which includes mass testing, strict quarantine requirements, border closures at times. So why is Hong Kong now experiencing this large of an outbreak, and is this still the same Omicron variant we all have come to know?
Yeah, so Omicron has two variants, BA.1 and BA.2. BA.1 is what happened in November, December, and BA.2 is what's happening now in the United States and Hong Kong and elsewhere. The problem in Hong Kong is there's very poor vaccination rate. If you look at Hong Kong and New Zealand, both have record high numbers of cases now, but almost no hospitalizations in New Zealand, a fully vaccinated country. And Hong Kong, where 60% of the people over 60 have not been vaccinated, what you're seeing is record hospitalizations and deaths.
And we're also seeing similar outbreaks occurring in Singapore and New Zealand, but the death rate in Hong Kong appears to be much higher than in those countries. Does that come back to this vaccination issue?
100%. I mean, if you are vaccinated, you're protected from serious infection and hospitalization, period. In the United States, we're doing very well. There's going to be more of the BA.2 variant here in the United States. But what's going to happen is that we have enough immunity from prior exposure, coupled with 65% being vaccinated, and we're going to do okay with that and get through it. And that's what many countries in Europe is happening, is that you're seeing an increase in many of these countries, but very little hospitalization because they've been well vaccinated or have prior natural immunity. But when you shut down, there's no natural immunity.
You mentioned Europe. Cases are on the rise in Finland, Switzerland, the UK, Germany, several other countries over there. Is this in part because those countries have largely lifted their COVID-19 restrictions?
Oh, yeah. I mean, lifted restrictions, they're going back to this new normal. They're interacting all the time, and they're seeing significant COVID. But again, little hospitalization in those countries because they have very good vaccination rates, coupled with they had prior serious infections in many other people. So natural immunity and vaccination rates equals no hospitalization, which is a positive.
So let's talk about the U.S. I mean, certainly you get the sense here that people think COVID is basically over or something we're just going to learn to live with. So should we be worried about another spike in cases happening here?
Ben, we're going to have a spike in cases. There's no question about it. As spring break happens, kids get together from all over the country. We're going to see more cases here. But the good is again, with the vaccination rates we have here and the natural immunity, I don't think it's going to cause a major problem. We also have Paxlovid, which is the Pfizer pill, as a backup. So if somebody does get serious ill and they are non-vaccinated or have a low immune system, we can treat it. So with all of that together, we're very comfortable with what's going to happen here over the next several months, unless there's a new variant. What you worry about with all these places with virus numbers going up is the virus can change and a new variant.
And another good reason to get vaccinated or get your booster shot. Dr. Agus,
You got it, Ben.
Dr. Agus, thank you so much.